Okay, this is Unit 2, Quiz 1, the first quiz of ratios, and this is the study guide review. So the first question is writing a ratio. So I'm just writing the numbers for the peaches, pears, and the oranges. And in a fruit basket, there's 8 peaches, 4 pears, and 2 oranges. So it says of peaches to pears. So I'm gonna go peaches to pears, and I'm just putting those numbers in, 8 peaches to 4 pears. The next one says oranges to pears. So now I'm doing the oranges number first, which is 2, and then I'm gonna do the pears, and there's 4 pears. For every blank pear, so how many pears are there? Well, we just said that there were 4 pears, and for every 4 pears, there are how many oranges? We just said there are 2 oranges. For every 2 pears, there is 1 what? Well, now I took my pears number and I divided that by 2 to get 2 pears. So I need to do that to everything else and see which one I'm going to get 1. So if I divide 2 oranges divided by 2, I get 1 orange. If I divide 8 peaches divided by 2, I get 4 peaches. So where is there 1? Well, there's 1 orange. So all I did was find those equivalent ratios by dividing by the same number. Number 2, it says create a diagram to represent the quantities of each ingredient in the recipe. So there's 2 cups of goldfish crackers. So I'm going to draw 2 circles with G's in them to represent goldfish, so I don't forget. Then there's 4 cups of M&Ms. So now I'm going to draw 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to put M's in them so I don't forget. Now you could have done squares or triangles. You could have done anything that really differentiated what ingredient it was. And then there's 6 cups of Cheerios. So I'm going to do the same thing I was doing before, and I'm going to put some C's in there for Cheerios. That's 5. I need one more, 6. Okay, so just now it says use the diagram to complete each sentence. And we're finding the ratio of all 3 things. So I need to list all 3 things. So of goldfish, I'm just doing that because it came first, to M&Ms, that came second in the problem, to Cheerios. And then I'm going to put the numbers that associate with them in the same order. So goldfish came first. I'm going to put the 2 first because there's 2 goldfish. 1, 2. Next came M&Ms. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4 next because that's the next spot. And then last, there's 6 Cheerios. That came last in my sentence, so it's going to come last in my ratio. Okay. The next one says there are blank cups of M&Ms for every cup of goldfish crackers. So if there's 2 goldfish crackers and I divide that and I divide it by 2, that's going to give me 1 goldfish cracker, 1 cup. So then I need to do that to the M&Ms. So I'm going to take the M&Ms, and there's 4, and I'm going to divide that by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is going to give me 2 cups of M&Ms. The last one says there's blank cups of Cheerios for every cup of goldfish crackers. So once again, I had 2, and I had to divide by 2 to just get 1 cup of goldfish. And then how many cups of Cheerios? Well, if I have 6 and I divide that by 2, I'm going to have 3 cups of Cheerios. The last one says there's a diagram showing a mixture of green paint to white paint for 1 batch. Add to the diagram so it shows 3 batches of the same shade. So if this is 1 batch, this would be 2 batches. I'm going to shade them in to represent the dark. I'm going to leave it blank to represent the white paint. That would be 2. This is 1. And then I'm going to make 1 more to represent a 3rd batch. And this is batch 3. Page, it just said create a diagram. So I'm just drawing pictures. All right, if you flip it over, now we're talking about equivalent ratios. And it says, are these ratios equivalent? So I'm just going to write it off to the side 2 to 4, and 4 to 2. So if I start with the 2 and I go up to 4, what did I do? Well, I multiplied by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So if I do the same thing to the other side, because remember I have to do the same exact thing. 4 times 2, does that give me 2? Well, no, it gives me 8. So these are not equivalent, no. Just because I switched the order does not make them equivalent, because I did not multiply by the same thing on both sides. So that's going to be my reasoning. I cannot multiply both sides of my ratio by 2. I cannot multiply by 2 to both to get my new ratio. And your explanation could be anything of the sort we just talked about. Maybe one you're multiplying, the other would be really dividing by 2 if that was accurate. All right. The next one says a particular shade of orange paint has 2 cups of yellow paint for every 3 cups of red paint. On the double number line, circle the numbers of cups of yellow and red paint needed for 4 batches. So this is 0 batches, 0 of all the paint. This would be 1 batch, 2 cups of yellow, 3 cups of red. So this would be 2 batches. And then the last one here, 6 to 9, would be 3 batches. So I'm just going to write below 0, 1, 2, so I don't forget. And I could keep going. These are all the batches. And so the batches that have 8 and 12, that would be our 4 to make the orange paint. Last one, it says complete the diagram to show the amount of flour and eggs needed for 2, 3, and 4 batches. Notice this says double number line diagram. So that's why the double number lines are here. Same with this one, double number line. There's a little bit of a difference in wording there. All right, so for this one it says that we need to complete this double number line. They've already started it for us. The flour went up by 5, so I'm going to continue that. 10, 15, 20. So if this is 0 batches, I need 0 flour. Then this would be 1 batch, 2 batches, 3 batches, 4 batches. Number of eggs, 0 batches, 1 batch, so I need 3 more. 2 batches, I'm going up by 3. 3 batches going up by 3. 4 batches going up by 3. That's all we needed to do. If you have any questions, let me know.